Hey, BroadCoven. Thanks for dropping in with me on this Saturday. I hope your weekend is off to a smashing start. We're going to have a little bit of fun today. I'm in that kind of mood, so we're going to do a pick a card with a twist. We're going to find out, why are they being a turd? We've all dealt with a turd before. A totally unhinged rudimentary dolt. Okay, so we're going to look into this, and you have three choices to choose from. Pile one is the Queen of Clubs. Ooh, she's like, don't talk about it. Don't you spill my secrets, broad. All right. Pile two, okay, is the Jack of Hearts. And yes, there is something hiding here. I'll reveal that. I'll reveal that when we bring that character up for review. Okay, and pile three is the King of Spades. So these are your choices, okay? Choose wisely. We're going to consult a little bit of the ARCANE BS, all right? We'll open up with that, and we are first going to begin. Let me pull up the banner with pile one and the Queen of Clubs, okay? So let's get this up here for you. So down the road, you can access your pile with ease if you want to review. Come here, I created these banners for each of these. All right, there we go. Bottom of the deck. Ooh, okay. We have giving birth to a skull in reverse, okay? This is somebody who feels like you sidelined them. They feel like they somehow got left out of the loop. They've been waiting on red. They've been waiting on hold. This could have been somebody that you had an attraction to, somebody you hooked up with. You may have gone and spent some time with this person somewhere in nature. Maybe you went on a camping trip together. You might have gone out for surf and turf. This is somebody that you go way back with. And they feel like out of nowhere, you just sort of like cut them off. They were maybe hoping for things to get renewed in your connection. They were hoping for a reconciliation perhaps, but they feel like you just kind of left them hanging on the line. And they're a little frustrated about this, okay? This person is sort of relentless too. They're not really giving up on the hopes of a new beginning. So that's a clue, all right? So this person's a little bit in a pisser because they feel like you're not taking them seriously. It's interesting. This deck is all mixed up. It's already all mixed up. All right. All right, we're going to roll with it. Let me turn this right side up, okay? This could be somebody who has recently dropped a lot of weight, all right? They've dropped a lot of weight because they feel like that's what's going to make them more attractive to you. I don't know if this person thinks that everything is about appearances, okay? Maybe they heard that you said something about their body, that you made some kind of judgments about their body. Maybe you were being a little catty, and so this person's dropped a lot of weight, you know, recently to see if that could sway you to come their way, all right? This person's really hungry for attention, right? It's got a little bit of a pick-me sort of vibe to it, I have to say. But I think that they found that that didn't sway your opinion in this matter. They may have also dropped a lot of weight because they've been very stressed out, okay? This person's starving for attention. They're also starving for the D, or they're starving for the P, you know, however you want to look at it. Either way, you know, this person is missing that intimacy. They're missing the connection on that level. They want to get busy between the sheets. They feel like they've been denied, okay? For some of them, they feel it's because, you know, their body went through some kind of transformation. In some cases, this may be a baby's mama, you know. They might feel that you don't desire them any longer because they had a baby and it changed their body, right? This is somebody who tends to really focus on surface appearances. They think it's all about what's on the surface. And that might be why you kind of like distance yourself from this individual, but you may have been hearing stuff through the grapevine that this person's been sort of like acting up, you know, maybe talking trash on your name a little bit, something along these lines, okay? Maybe they're hoping to stir up some drama so you'll actually finally reach out and touch someone, you know, make a phone call. Okay, reach out and touch someone. That was like real old school. Like, I think that was used as the slogan for the yellow pages, okay, back when we used phone books. Okay, so this is likely somebody a little bit older, okay, 40 and up crew, most likely, okay. For some of you, this could be your mother, you know, and she's like, why don't you call me? What's wrong with you? She's starting to gossip with the family about, you know, how you're not showing up. Maybe there was even like some kind of family gathering, a family reunion, something like that. You didn't show, and she's like bitter about it, okay? She might be talking some trash. She's hoping if you get word through, you know, the grapevine, yeah, this could be a Madam Rufflebonnet, okay? I think you feel like this person just sort of like is a damper on things. They kind of cramp your style, all right? It's giving you some clues. I think this person just feels like you're ignoring them and they feel out of the loop, okay? So for some of you, this is somebody that you were romantically involved with. And for others of you, this is somebody that's like, you know, kind of like a stick in the mud, somebody who's maybe very different from you. They may judge your lifestyle choices, all right? You might be somebody who likes to explore a little bit, walk on the wild side, okay? You may like to, you know, do a little bit of exploration as a psychonaut. I got mushrooms specifically. They may not like that. They may not approve. This person may be very straight-laced and they think you're a little too wild, a little too rebellious, something along these lines. There's some kind of clash here where you feel like this person doesn't let you be who you want to be. And that's why you kind of like pulled back your energy, because you felt like sort of like this micromanaging sort of influence from this character. But I also feel like that also applies if it's somebody you were romantically interested in at one point. It's like this person's like too much up in your business. They're trying to like put you in a box. This person is too controlling. Everything has to be their way. And I think you just feel like it's outdated. You want something new. You want something fresh. You don't want to deal with this. I think for a long time, you just kind of had to put on a false front with this person. You know, you felt like every time you were around them, you had to sort of like toe the line and just sort of keep up appearances to keep the peace. I think you got tired of it. And you're like, you know what? I'm just going to go on my hermit's journey. I'm going to go off on my own. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to walk my own path. Maybe you don't get it. Maybe you think it's weird. Maybe you don't understand, but this is me. This is who I am. And I got to be true to myself. So there's something here that I feel like you've really outgrown. And I feel like it's just this influence of this person just sort of bragging on you all the time. It's got those vibes, okay? I also think this is somebody who's constantly like trying to get something out of you. It's all about me, mine, you know? And again, I feel like for some reason, I don't know if it was social pressure, or of course, if this is your mother, or if it's a baby's mama that you're no longer with, you know, so you have this child that you share in common, you know, I think that you had to sort of like keep the door open, you know, you had to keep the door open because there is some level of connection there. But at the same time, the more that you did this, the more drained you felt in this person's presence. And I think you've been sort of like weighing this out. Do I want to maintain a connection with this person? You might be ready to close the door, you know? And I think this is somebody too that is really dishonest. You know, they're constantly lying to you, and you spot all the holes in their story. All right, so let me do a cut of the deck here, and then we're going to pull out the Shadow Light playing cards just to get some more details. This person may try to reach out to you. All right, maybe they feel like they owe you some kind of apology, like they need to save space in some way, but I feel like whatever they present, like their apology is kind of like hollow, right? Yeah, I mean, for a lot of you, this could be a mom. We got chaos mom here in reverse, okay? So yeah, she stirred up, you know, a proverbial shitstorm, basically. You know, she created a big mess. And then she sort of just like expected you to clean it up. You know, maybe you've always done that. Maybe you've always like stabilized everything, calmed everything down. Now, do understand that though we are speaking in terms of feminine energy, this certainly could apply to a man, okay? This could apply to a man that's in this space that's a little too smothering, that expects you to mommy him, that causes a lot of problems, and then thinks you're going to come around and rescue them, solve everything for them, you know, and they may sell what they think is an airtight story to save their ass, but the reality is you spot the holes in what they're presenting here. This is somebody who stirred up a lot of trouble. This could be somebody who also works with chaos magic for those on the path, okay, of the alchemist. You may suspect this. You may have even asked them about this, and you just feel like you can't trust what this person has to say in that regard. Yeah, and I do feel like if they did do that, whatever they worked with, they were working with Egyptian deities. And something they did here actually dishonored those deities that they're working with the pyramid-headed bird in reverse here, okay? I have to say this person may have got caught with their fingers in too many pies here with the pie night, okay? And there's something about this that you just really suspect, okay? And you may have even confronted them about this, but they were like, oh, I have no effing clue. And they clearly do, okay? They orchestrated this whole drama, and they just don't want to take responsibility for it. A lot of this may have gone down online. You may have even seen something go down online. You may have asked them about this. They assured you, oh, that was nothing back there. That's not what that meant. No, you're assuming things. In fact, when you get close to the truth, this person may get really like agitated. They may get really argumentative. And that's because they know that you're on to them, all right? They like to pretend that they're clueless, all right? They also like to they like to prevent you from finding out what's really going on here. I also feel like they like to sort of present this pious image, like, oh no, I'm good. I would never do that. But you know, like I said, there's holes in this person's story. All right, so let's have a look here. Let's go ahead and pull out the shadow light playing cards here just to get a confirmation on this character. So the reason why this person is acting like a turd is because they're trying to act up and get your attention. They think if they throw a big enough fit, if they cause enough drama, then maybe that can sway you to look their way. Maybe they can play the victim story. Maybe you'll buy into their sob story and you'll come in to rescue them, okay? I don't see you falling for that, though, and I think this person may be waiting on hold for a long time. I just heard for eternity. Woo, okay. Brutal, man. All right, so let's check this out. Just one round of this with the shadow light playing cards, and then we're going to move on to the next. Yeah, this person really wants alignment with you. This could be somebody that sort of prescribes the idea of like the whole twin flame thing. They may feel like if they just wait long enough, eventually you'll come around to your senses, okay? This could be a mother who didn't approve of your romantic choices. They might have even caused some problems, some drama, some arguments between you and your lover, okay? This could be a mother who does this, like kind of tries to take too much control of their son's relationships. Ugh. Got a little bit of Oedipus complex kind of vibes. Yeah. There's been some kind of betrayal in this situation with the Five of Spades here. It did cause some kind of ending in your life. And I think you recognize this and you know that in order to not have to deal with this kind of scenario again, you have to extricate yourself from this connection so you don't deal with a brutal ending. I do feel like you're in the process of trying to figure out how can you get something back on the right page again here with somebody where you had a big falling out because of this person's involvement. I do think you're going to, you know, come up with a game plan here. You're going to discover some ways that you can get started in a new direction. But I do feel like you have a fear that this person won't give you another chance, that they're not going to want to invest in you because of what happened back there, right? So let's do a cut of the deck and see what we got here. All right, so I mean, this is definitely a situation where there's a price to be paid, you know. There was a loss here, but I do feel like it can be balanced out. You can get on the same page with this person. Another clue coming in here, you could be dealing with a queen of diamonds, all right? So this could be somebody who has strong fire and earth in their chart, all right? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, all right? That's what I got for you. I think you are wise to block this energy so it doesn't interfere with you anymore. And that's what I got. That's what settles the score in this situation. You will find a way through. It's just going to take a little finessing, a little finagling, all right? You're going to have to think quick on your feet, but I do feel like you're going to be able to balance this out. But there's also something about this, like you had to go through this experience with this difficult person to highlight something for you. And that's going to be unique to each of you. All right. All right, pile 2. If you chose the Jack of Hearts, this is your read. Now, there's something really interesting about this one. I told you there's a hidden card here. Right behind the Jack of Hearts is the Jack of Clubs. Okay, so we got somebody here likely with fire and earth strongly factoring into their chart. Okay, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But what's really wild about this situation, and in fact, in this situation, you may actually be dealing with a couple. You may be dealing with some kind of dynamic duo. You may be dealing with friends that have kind of teamed up with each other. I got a little bit of like activity, a little tickle in the throat coming in there, so that very well could be the case. I also feel like whoever this other character is hides behind this person, like there's something here that's hidden. But what was really interesting about this is when I went to shuffle to get the next character out, this Jack of Clubs slid into the dog kennel. So somebody here is definitely in the doghouse and they know it. And that's why they're acting like a turd. Okay. Somebody here also may be in spiritual jail. They did something that they know that they weren't supposed to do. Okay. And they're trying to escape accountability in this situation. This is somebody who throws rocks and hides their hands, and they let somebody else sort of like take the fall, you know, and it's got those vibes like kind of pushing somebody, you know, forward to like take accountability for a situation that I feel like they're actually more like the mastermind of in this situation. Again, it could be somebody with strong fire and water in their chart. It also could be a fire sign and a water sign teaming up and working together. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into this. And since this deck is all mixed up, I'm going to keep it mixed up. We're going to go ahead and shuffle it a few times, okay? And just see what we got. Okay, give me more details about this character for pile 2 that's acting like a turd. Why are they behaving like a turd? Why are they being so bothered? Why are they pressed? What's going on? What's the real deal here? Why is this person so cantankerous with people who chose pile 2? What's the score? What's really going on in this situation here? All right. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it 3 times too, just to keep things efficient and ensure this is nice and mixed up here. And we'll check on the bottom of the deck energy, and then we'll go from there. Oh, the provider. Okay. This could be somebody that actually has a love child with somebody. They're actually doling out some cash. They're doling out some money to take care of this love child. It's got like secret lover vibes, okay? It's kind of the elephant in the room. Maybe you suspected this. This could have been somebody that you were involved with romantically. This could even be, oh, interesting. This could even be your father. Your father had a love child with somebody else. You weren't aware of it. All right. It's the elephant in the room. There's a little bit of a secret here, but something also feels off. Okay. So I got these two pieces. For some of you, it's your father had an affair and there's a love child. And it's sort of like the family secret. All right. So if this person's been like acting up, it could be because their secret's about to be revealed. Like somebody is getting ready to call this out. They know it and their hackles are up, right? That might be why you're dealing with some pushback from this person. You may have noticed that they've been drinking a lot, or maybe they've really been keeping to themselves. They've been especially moody, all right? They're not as forthcoming as they used to be. Maybe you used to have a lot of fun with this person. You used to be able to like really talk to them about anything, joke around, and recently they've just been so clammed up. It's because they're worried about this. They're worried about this coming out, okay? This could be your lover or this could be your father. I got that really strongly, okay? You may have noticed something that's really shifted. Maybe this person used to really, be more generous. They're not able to be more generous at this time because they're having to pay out some money to take care of. It feels like a dualistic life kind of message here. Like this person has a whole other family, a whole other household they're supporting. This is something that has been kept hidden. And I'm just noticing the way these figures are looking at each other. It's like they've cut a deal with each other. Now, I do feel like one character in this situation feels a lot of love for this person, okay? But the other, it was just sort of like a hookup. They didn't expect that they were going to get saddled with a kid. That's the way it's coming through, all right? And now they're maybe in a position where they feel like they got to figure out how they're going to come up with the money to manage everything. I feel like this is weighed really heavily on this person because there's a lot of pressure on them to keep this secret, to keep this on the down low. Now, for others of you, this person's got a separate life, where maybe it's like some kind of, nefarious way of earning their money, all right? This person might be doing something illegal. This person could get caught up if that's the case. They might do some time. I mean, I'm telling you, this card just totally like slid into the dog kennel, like it was locked up, okay? So somebody here might be getting caught up, they've been sort of like disappearing, going on the road or just kind of being MIA. You've been wondering what's been going on. They seem like just sort of like there's just something sort of sketchy about how this person's demeanor has changed. They might be in some kind of trouble that you don't know about, right? And it could be, related to some kind of theft, stolen identity, okay? I don't know why that came in, right? There could be something, in some cases, involving a child, okay? I don't know what that's about, but there's something going on here. All right, let's get some more details. What's going on? What's going on here with pile 2? Why is this person being a turd? Why are they acting up? What's going on with this character? Ooh, and that landed on the floor. Yeah, I think this person, is in like sort of like two minds and they don't know what to do. They don't know which way to go. Whatever happened in the past is sort of like catching up with them. This person's kind of like gruff, this could even be a father-son team, I have to say, it's got those vibes, all right? They might be like a dynamic duo. They might be involved in some kind of like illegal activity to earn their money, maybe it's the family business. I don't know. But whatever's going on here, it's an infinite cosmic mess. And somebody's getting caught up in it. Now, let me see what landed on the floor here. Let me check this out. Yeah, I think that this person's trying to keep it really cool. They're trying to sort of like pretend like everything's okay, everything's fine, they're trying to make you feel like there's no reason to question them or question their loyalty. but I feel like it's getting harder for this person to sort of like maintain this front, you know? It's like there's cracks in the veneer that are happening here. This person also may have been, you know, kind of like numbing out their troubles by eating a lot of kind of like junk food, you know? I think that they feel like there's eyes on them right now. This person may feel like they're under investigation in some way, either that you're onto their secret, that you're kind of like, you know, looking into matters, or it could be if they're doing something, you know, illegal to earn their money, they might be worried that, you know, they're under surveillance, I have to say. Okay. So this person's been kind of like turning to the vice of like, you know, just sort of stuffing down what they're feeling with eating a lot of food, you know, eating a lot of junk food, a lot of late night pizza, things along these lines. All right, let me do a cut of the deck and then we'll pull out the shadow light cards and see what we got here. Yeah, I mean, I think this is somebody that maybe they used to get away with a lot of stuff. Maybe, you know, they come from some kind of background where this is the former child star, okay, but it's in reverse. It's like, you know, it's not fun and games anymore. You know, there's consequences for actions. And I do feel like maybe this is somebody who grew up in some kind of environment where they were a little spoiled, where they were always doted on, or somebody always, you know, gave them a pass, gave them a free ride when they made mistakes. And so this person isn't used to being accountable for their actions. And now they might be in a place where they realize like, whoa, it's not what it used to be. Like, I can't just skate free in situations anymore. I'm actually going to get called to the mat. And I do feel like you might be feeling like this energy coming from this person because they feel like you're getting a little too close to the truth. And also that they can't get away with it with you. Like, you're not going to just let them, you know, pull a fast one with you or operate in such a way where they're keeping secrets and misrepresenting themselves. Like, you are going to expect accountability and there will be repercussions. And this person doesn't like this. They may be very aggressive right now. They might be like kind of hair trigger, like very quick to anger. You may be refraining from really saying anything to this person. You might have your suspicions, but you might feel like if I open up and say anything, like it's going to be a huge blowout. It's going to be a huge argument. Yeah. And you may have even noticed that this person's kind of gone cold, you know, in the bedroom. Maybe if this is your lover, it used to really be on and popping. You connected really well. But I do feel like this person is sort of like turned off by that energy right now. Because, I mean, I think for a lot of you, probably most of you, this is a case where, you know, they fucked around, they found out, you know, they thought they were going to have a good time and they ended up getting a kid out of the deal. And now this person's like paranoid about it. They don't want another mouth to feed. They don't want another kid. Okay. That's how it's coming through. Let me go ahead and figure out what is coming in here with some shadow light playing cards. Just get some more details. Yeah. I mean, this is what got them in trouble. They either took like a really impetuous action, they wanted some fast money, okay, or they wanted a fast girl, or they wanted a fast boy, okay, and it ended up getting them more than they bargained for, okay. And with that, we do have a Queen of Spades energy here in the shadow, okay. So they could have, you know, gone toward an ex. They could have gone towards somebody that, you know, is really like holding them to the mat. Like, this person is being brutal with them and might even be holding something over their head. They could be dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Whoever they're dealing with here has gone real cold and is maybe manipulating them in a certain way where if they don't toe the line, they're going to call it out and cause a lot of problems. In fact, if this individual knows that this person has been doing something that's, you know, been under the radar, they might actually, you know, be willing to like sort of like call it out and, you know, get this person tied up, you know, I mean, that's pretty foul, but you know, this person, whoever this person is extremely determined, you know, to have things their way. And they're not going to just, you know, allow this person to negate their responsibility in this situation. I feel like this is somebody that they had an unexpected pregnancy with, okay? So this person could have strong water, fire, air in their chart, okay? They could be dealing with an ex who's kind of like got them caught up at the crossroads by the crosshairs, you know, and is threatening to get them in some kind of trouble if they don't meet their demands. All right, it's got real creepy energy here, and you're suspecting this. Okay, this definitely could be two people, you know, working together too. All right, I see that. So it's going to be a little different for each of you, obviously, but that's what I got there. Let me do a final cut of the deck and see how this is going to all shake out for pile 2. I mean, we got 4 of hearts here in the shadow. This is a really compromising situation where stability has been rocked. This is an unstable situation. And I feel like, you know, for a lot of you, this is a lover. This is somebody that you've been dealing with and they've been acting out of character. You've been wondering what the heck's been going on. You feel like you're totally in the dark in this situation. You feel like something's been hidden from you. This is what's going on, okay? Queen of Hearts energy, okay? So again, water sign energy coming in here, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, but this is showing that there are 2 here. And I feel like you're the more mature individual in this situation. You're dealing with Jack energy. Like this person just is they're very immature in the way they look at things. And I got something along the lines of they grew up maybe as the spoiled child. Maybe they were an only child. Maybe they were the only boy in the family or something like that. So they were just doted on. They were always given a pass. But whatever's going down now, this person doesn't have a pass anymore and they're getting caught up in it. So that's why, you know, when you ask them questions, why you get such, you know, cut off responses. That's why you can feel like the aggression, the tension building. Okay, this person is actually in a position where they're feeling a little freaked out right now, I have to tell you. And so they're kind of like in a state of high tension. Okay. Ooh, sucky, sucky. Okay. If you chose the King of Spades, you are pile 3, and this is your read. Let's see what's coming in here. Why is the King of Spades being a turd, man? What's going on with this King of Spades? And please do remember Queen, King, Jack, you know, flip-flop genders and such as you need to. Flip-flop roles as you need to, all right? You know how the energies apply in your situation, right? The energy just kind of comes out as it translates for most in the collective, right? So if you walk a little different walk in this life, you know, you have to make the necessary adjustments when it comes to those identifying factors. So interesting for that to come in. Maybe somebody's hiding something in regard to this, right? Maybe they're trying to figure that out. This person might be struggling with something around identity, around gender, around sexual orientation, lifestyle, okay? This could be something that this person's like sorting through or trying to figure out. Or they could be dealing with somebody that they feel has these issues, okay? So that might be why this person's being sort of touchy, okay? Okay, let's see what we got here. Yeah, I mean, this person is like going through some kind of transformation here. And I feel like they're trying to hide a part of themselves. They feel like it's something they have to keep in the shadows, or something they have to keep hidden. And it can be any of those things that I brought in there. But whatever this is, this person has some kind of temptation, and they feel like they can't resist this part of themselves. It's who they are. But in some way, this could just be because of, cultural influences. This could be because of religious dogma, upbringing, whatever the case. They feel like in some way this is like not good. Like this is bad. This is the dark side of them. And so they're trying to adhere to what they feel is like the traditional way, but it's not really working for them. And they have certain urges. And I do feel like this person's going through a big transformation right now. But this transformation, even though it's creative and it's progressive, it feels really destructive to them. And for a lot of them, it has something to do with who they are as a sexual being. All right. A lot of this seems to be revolving around that. What they truly desire in relationship, what they truly desire in the bedroom, or what gender they desire. Okay. It could also be, just because it came in, this could also be really wanting to break away from tradition. And that could be that they're exploring a different kind of spirituality, or they're coming into contact with something that they view as off limits, forbidden, something that will be judged. But yet they can't resist this because they recognize, just like a moth to a flame, that this is the truth of who they are. But I feel like this person's fighting it. They're fighting it. And they're actually meant to embrace this because it's the true representation of their soul's expression. But they feel like, I can't do this. I can't do this. If I do this, then in some way I'm going to be rejected. I'm going to be an outcast. People won't accept me. This could have been even some temptation that they succumb to, all right, that maybe puts them at odds between two sides of themselves, or two different, people. And they may feel really caught in the middle of that. Yeah, I think this person is actually going through like a spiritual rebirthing process here. All right, we have the guru. See, their subconscious desires, their subconscious is bubbling up. They can't really contain this anymore. And with that, behind that, we have the pregnant babies. Okay, so I think this is like, this person's always felt this division within themselves. Maybe, they were just born this way. Okay. Some people will say that. Some people will say, I just always knew that I was like this. So this could be exactly what I was talking about. This could be somebody who's in the closet. This person's in the closet in some way, shape, or form. But that doesn't just have to be with gender identity or sexuality. This person could also be in the closet because their beliefs are radically shifting, radically changing. They're rebelling against some kind of tradition. They could be rebelling against their religion that they were raised in, and they really are starting to see things differently. And I feel like whatever this is, this person knew this their whole life. They knew this their whole life. They didn't fit within the framework that they were born into. And it always felt false, and it always made them feel divided. Some of them may be dealing with like awakening of certain gifts. They may be getting into, channeled messages. They might be receiving downloads. They might be having an awakening of the clairs, but yet they know that if they were to reveal this or fully stand up and represent this, that their family would think that they were evil, or that there's something they need to have cast out of them. Like, this could be growing up in a very traditional religious structure that is having an influence on this individual that makes them feel like they can't fully be themselves. But I do feel like this pressure is mounting, And so that's why this person is coming across in this way, because they know that sooner or later they're going to have to really show up and represent the truth of who they are, right? And it's like I said, you know, this person can try to feel like they have control, but really what they're trying to repress, it's what's running the show here. And it is what they really need to embrace. It's better for them to actually accept who they are, show up like that in the world, and let the chips fall where they may, all right? You may have already suspected this. You may already know this about this individual, you know? You may have even been trying to sort of like coax it out of them, open up a safe space for communication about this. You see how much this has affected this person, okay? They do need to make up their mind here. Like, this person's torn in two. You can't live a life that is sort of like putting up a false front and feel connected to your existence. This is really causing this person to feel divided, all right? They might really be struggling to figure out like their options at this point. I think this person's really trapped up in their mind, their ideas, and their fear of judgment from other people, how that's going to affect them. It's like, rather than just really sinking into the truth of who they are and finding the courage to cleanse away any judgments that may have been put on them by self-righteous people, they're sort of like Rochambeauing it, you know, it's like rock, paper, scissors, you know, who do I show up as today? And I think that's becoming a burden that's really hard to bear, all right? So this is somebody that is a bit unconventional in some way, shape, or form. And they've been living a bit of a dual life in this regard, okay? And they're afraid. They're afraid to come out with it. They're afraid to fully embrace it. This is somebody who's in the closet, okay? And like I said, this doesn't have to be around, you know, gender. It doesn't have to be around sexuality. It can just be that whatever they feel called to step into now, they know that the people around them, at least some of them, are really going to have an issue with it, because it clashes against tradition, it clashes against their values, their ideals, and this person's really afraid. They're afraid of sharing this. They feel that they won't be safe if they share this. They feel like they got to keep their walls up. They got to keep guarded, and yet at the same time, it's becoming a terrible burden for them to bear. And I do have this piece of like, this person's known this. They've known this their whole life, that this is like a part of them and who they are. I feel like it's a part of them that they repressed for a long time. They tried to convince themselves that, you know, this part of them wasn't, you know, wasn't there, but now there's no way that they can keep it hidden anymore, right? This person may just want to hit the road for a while, you know, get in touch with, you know, what they really feel, do a little bit of soul searching. I do feel like this person's going through a big transformation, and it's sort of like rocking their world. It's an electrifying moment for them. You know, they know what they want. They do. They know what they want, but they do have their defenses up, and they do feel like they got to protect themselves. And you may feel like this person's a little bit prickly, all right? Maybe this person's always come off as very straight-laced, and they're actually a little bit of a rebel, you know? They keep that hidden. They keep that undercover, you know? You don't know where they're going off to. Oh, they're hanging out with the boys, you know? They're part of a motorcycle club. They're kind of like finding that sense of freedom and liberation again. Maybe this is somebody who always just sort of did everything by the book. Now they're rebelling against that. And they feel like people will think it's irresponsible, or they'll have certain judgments about it. This person may be wanting somewhat of like a Kerouac kind of adventure. They want to go on the road. They want to find themselves. They want to get lost in the world for a while, away from everybody's prying eyes and their judgment. This person may kind of be a loner at this time. They may disappear at times, and you're like, where are they? Where are they? There could be a grandma in particular, okay, that really, you know, keeps an eye on them. This also could be like this person's coming into contact with a vision of their future self. They may have been working with some kind of like plant medicine. They may have done some kind of psychonaut journeying. They got like peyote, Aya, San Pedro. It's got those kind of vibes. And they may have actually had a visitation with, you know, a future version of themselves. And they saw where they could end up if they don't start really living authentically as they are. And it scared them. And again, look, it's like goat energy here. Like somebody here is rebelling against the norm, you know? And they're worried about, will they find acceptance, belonging? Are they going to be ostracized for that? And so that's why, you know, this person goes MIA, because they can't resist exploring this part of themselves. They've repressed it for too long. And yes, for some of them, it is an unconventional spirituality, you know? This person could have been raised in a really strict Christian upbringing, or some other kind of very traditional religious background, and they're wanting a more hedonistic path, they're wanting a more pagan path, they're wanting to pursue the path of a mystic. They might want to travel somewhere and have some experience, but they feel like nobody's going to get it, or people will laugh at them for it, or mock them for it, or they'll be exiled. It's got like those vibes. I feel like it's almost like this, like past life recall. Maybe this person had a life where in some way they were punished. They were outed as like a heretic or something like that. It's got those kind of vibes. But I feel like this is what this individual is meant to do. And there's something that's like rising up in the ground of their being, and it's being activated right now. Okay. It's interesting. I got an interesting message about this particular pile. For some of you, this is you. And you're wondering why you're dealing with somebody who maybe's got their boundaries up around. It's because you're in this place. You're breaking with tradition. And there's somebody in your family that just does not know how to even connect with you now. Like they feel like, you know, there's something off with you. They don't understand what's going on with you. You're a little too weird for their taste. They may think you need to be saved, and you're like, no, this is me too, Pac-Man. You know, you're still that person, you know, that they know and love, but this is a whole new side of you, and it's who you're growing to be. And there's something like you got to cut the cord on what doesn't fulfill you, so you can really reach for that golden carrot, you know, that thing that is too enticing to resist, because to step into this is the true expression of who you really are. All right, I feel like it's a little bit of both in this case. I have to be honest. Okay, it could be either or in this situation. You know, there might be a little bit of a mirroring dynamic here. It's interesting. You might be making assumptions about each other, and as you delicately pursue opening up conversation, you may actually find connecting points there. It's kind of interesting the way that's coming in. Yeah, because it's like there's something here that's outdated, right? And I do feel like you're just about to let this go, because you're tired of sort of like feeling like you can't really show up as you are. And I feel like what you're ready to drop is the weight of sort of like the old way, or this is how you have to be. And I think you're fully ready to release this, you know, to move into the expansion of who you are, or this individual is. I'm telling you, there's an interesting mirroring energy with this pile here, okay? And for some, you know, for some, it is related to sexuality. It is related to who they love. It is related to how they love or the kind of relationship they want to have. And this person's sick and tired of, you know, feeling like they have to keep everything hidden in the closet. They're tired of cutting off this part of themselves. It doesn't feel good to keep this part of them hidden anymore, and they want to come up and out with it. Okay, let me go ahead and pull out the shadow light playing cards. Yeah, it's gnawing away at them, Ted says. Okay, yeah, don't do that. All right, the sooner you just sort of like come up and out with it, the more free you're gonna be, the more free they're gonna be. Okay, so make a safe space for this person to come forward and just, you know, be as they are. You know, you can be clever about this. And if you're the one who's hearing judgment, maybe from a matronly figure, a grandmother, okay, or just like family tradition, you know, you're afraid that you're going to be sort of like, you know, cut out of the loop, that you won't be welcome in someone's home anymore. Interesting. I just feel like it's time to just take that bull by the horns and, you know, come up and out with it. Because secrets fester, secrets really have power over those who keep them. And that's no way to live. It's a very burdensome way to live. So let yourself be free, man. Okay. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, open that road. Okay. It's time to get a different view. You don't need to feel like you got to keep this all inside of you anymore. You open the road, and then you're going to finally feel like, I feel aligned. I feel like stability finally coming in because I'm really honoring the roots of who I am. And look at this. You don't recognize the way that it will stabilize everything for this person, for you, okay? I'm sorry, I don't know why it's coming through like this, but it really feels like there's some mirroring going on with this situation. And once you open up communication in this regard, you're really going to understand that. You're going to understand that you've kind of been making assumptions about each other, and really you're a lot more alike than you realize here. There is a way to move something forward in this situation. This is a situation where you're both fearing the judgment of the other, okay? And it has everything to do with the way you're sabotaging this connection by keeping essential parts of you hidden, okay? So come up and out with it. Look at that. Look at the mirroring energy. I told you. Free yourself from this. It's so important, all right? You could be dealing with an earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Be dealing with an air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. All right. You could be dealing with a partner, all right, a business partner, a romantic partner. You may be part of the family business and you feel like, oh, if, you know, I let people see who I am in this way, then they're going to, you know, kick me out of the family business, and then I'm really going to be screwed. Or maybe they're going to, you know, take me out of the will, okay? There's something about feeling like your security will be rocked in some way, or they're going to kick me out of the house, okay? Or this person's not going to want to be with me anymore. Yeah, somebody's like so scared of this. So scared of this. They're really afraid that you will no longer want them to be part of your life if they reveal the truth. And this is what has them like tied up in knots. But, you know, only you can free yourself from your mind. You know, there's something about this. And what you'll find is all of that worry, that concern, those late nights just trying to figure out what should I do. It was all for nothing, because it opens the road. There's a way through, and it actually looks really beautiful. There's synergy. There's healing here, right? So let's do a cut of the deck here just to cap it off. That looks good though, okay? Bring it into alignment. Bring it into alignment. Stop being in this place where, you know, you're battling the truth of who you are, or, you know, stop creating an atmosphere that makes this person feel like it's not safe. for them to be who they are, right? Because once this is eliminated, there is this beautiful alignment that comes into this situation, and it looks good, all right? That's what I got. Interesting read. Wasn't expecting that. I hope you got something out of it. And thanks for dropping in with me.